Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. It's an exciting Sunday. First day of the NLCS, and Carmine is starting to wonder if our pet Tribble is real or not. This isn't actually a very interesting Tribble because this is a Tribble that I purchased from David Gerald, who wrote the episode The Trouble with Tribbles, and then he wrote the animated series episode that has something to do with Tribbles. So when Carmine pets this and the Tribble starts purring, he wonders if the Tribble is real or not. All right. Oh, let me see if I can turn this off. Okay. But it is. Sometimes I fool myself into thinking it's real. The cats get a big kick out of this thing. I'll tell you that. Okay. All right. Couple of things. One, we just came from my mom's longtime companion's 70th birthday. Diamond Jim, 70th birthday. So I said to Jim, I said, look, Jim, when you're 18, you can vote. When you're 21, you can drink. When you're 25, you can run for Congress. When you're 30, you can run for the U.S. Senate. When you're 35, you can run for the House of Representatives. What happens when you're 50, you can join the AARP. When you're 67 and a half, or you can get full Social Security benefits. What happens when you're 70? And then as I was asking the question, I realized that Jim now lives in Staten Island, and that in Staten Island, much like Manhattan, they don't make you go do jury duty at the age of 70 anymore. So you can still do it if you want, but our wonderful county clerk, who actually married my wife and I, my wife and me, my wife and I, my wife and me. Comment if you know. My wife and me, my wife and I. Married me, my wife and me. So Steve Fiala, who's the county clerk and the commissioner of jurors, he has a policy in terms of not giving people who are age 70 or older mandatory jury service. And I think Manhattan has the same thing. John Paul, you look like an adult today in a nice shirt and sports jacket. Bring Carmine on to scream, go Mets, go. Yeah, he's currently watching Bugs Bunny. So he's recently discovered Bugs Bunny. He likes saying, "What's up, Doc?" So he has discovered Bugs Bunny and is watching him right now. But I appreciate the. Well, we'll see. Maybe he will come by a little later. All right, action-packed day. One, I know a lot of you are off today, which is good for you, because that means you could stay up late tonight and listen to me. Yes, that's right. I will be on starting at 1 a.m., going from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. It should be an interesting show because I've still got the Met game today, and I have to stay late tomorrow to do special Columbus Day parade coverage. So that means I'll be taking the bus in. So that means I get to sleep on the bus, which means I should be a lot more alert than I usually am Sunday night going into Monday. So it should be an interesting show for that reason. My guest as well will be Hadassah Lieberman, the widow of former Senator Joe Lieberman. That'll be interesting. Wishing the best of luck to the New York Metropolitans today. As you can see here, I've got my rally towel ready. Whenever we need to start rallying, we wave the rally towel. Got this at the NLCS, and as you can see, it says, "Let's go Mets," which Carmine, as you can see in our previous videos, has been teaching his classmates. Let's go Mets. And a lot of you have been asking if I got the, I forgot to wear my Brandon Nimmo shirt today. Maybe I'll wear it tomorrow, although that doesn't seem that Columbus Day festive. A lot of you have been asking if we got the permission of those boys from his preschool in order to share that video on social media. The answer is, of course we did. Yes, absolutely. We got the permission from all the parents, signed permission slips. So appreciate that. Okay. Those of you watching, the 3 of you watching on the Facebook, the 1 of you watching on the YouTube, and the 5 of you watching on Instagram, please be so good as to like, comment, and share, because that really does spread the visibility of the show. Oh, Leanne says, I just saw Curtis at the Italian Festival. I didn't know he was on Staten Island. That is interesting. I would have, he calls me 10 times a day over nonsense, and I know he's going to be on Staten Island tomorrow for this Marco Kepi rally. I would have thought for sure he would have called me today to tell me he was going to be on Staten Island. But we were at that Italian festival on Friday rather. It was fun. I would have given him my, or you, if I knew you were there, I would have given you, we had 3 or 4 blue tickets left for rides, like the Bouncy Castle and a couple of the other rides. I would have given those to you, Leanne, and you could have saved yourself some money buying tickets for the Bouncy Castle. In the Mix 365, who I believe is actually my buddy Rob, says Trump is currently holding a rally in Prescott. I just saw the headline that apparently there was yet another assassination attempt thwarted. I mean, my goodness, can anything else happen in this election? This guy has got more assassination attempts than most people have socks. All right. So we got we're gonna have a discussion about Christopher Columbus tonight. I'm looking forward to that. We got Joe Lieberman's widow, Hadassah, joining us live from Israel. Looks like things are ramping up in terms of United States involvement in Israel. We're sending troops there. We're sending additional missile defense systems. So we'll see. Christina Riker says, hi, Frankie. Hi, Christina, with no H. I've been wondering what that's like for you, going through life with no H in the Christina. I hope it's worked out well for you. Pretty sure. John Paul says, in Canada, we have a civic mayor, provincial MP, and federal member of parliament. What's the equivalent there in the U.S.? I still don't understand who a senator really is. Well, I don't understand what a provincial MP is, but basically you get 2 senators per state. That's what a senator is. They represent the whole state. The idea is that rather than represent one tiny congressional district, they represent the whole state. And the idea is that this way, while the larger states have more representation in the House of Representatives, in the Senate, all the states are equal. So North Dakota, Montana, Alaska, Hawaii, they have the same representation there as a state like California or New York. It was called the Great Compromise that brought that to fruition. Thank you to Christina for the stars. Feel free to send us some stars if you would like to do so. That's certainly very, very kind. Very, very appreciate that very much. And if you want to subscribe, you can certainly do so. Just go to, Brandon has the best method for subscribing, which is you basically just you click overview button under the comments box, then scroll to the bottom and click the subscribe button. So that's pretty much the easiest way to get that done. So I hope you will. All right. As I said, please like, comment, and share. And we will, what else do we have for you? Got the psoriasis walk coming up in a week or two. I hope a lot of you will donate and participate. We have our event at the Park East Synagogue coming up in November. I'm doing that with Elliot Gordon. Brandon says, subscribe and be a superstar. Well, let's not get carried away. Let's just say you get superstar access, but you can't just be a superstar by paying 99 cents a month. I mean, that's a little silly, Brandon. Come on. By the way, thank you, Brandon, again for the suggestion of interviewing Jonathan Cahn. I got great feedback to that interview. Well, I'd say about 70 or 80% great feedback, even people that don't necessarily agree with him. There's a few people in the Facebook group that weren't crazy about it, but what are you going to do? By the way, if you want to join the Facebook group, you can do so by just going to facebook.com/groups/Radio Morano. By the way, also, as well, it reminds me, because Jonathan Cahn is a Messianic Jew, that yesterday was Yom Kippur. So I hope everybody that's Jewish and that participates in Yom Kippur had an easy fast, and I hope you're going nuts today to make up for it. Christina says, went apple picking in Rockland today. Well, that's great. I hope you got a lot of apples. I was never really into apple picking, even as a child. But as an adult with a child of my own, you're into whatever you think may bring them a few minutes of enjoyment, right? So I've become a reluctant apple picking fan. So that's that. Let's see. What else do we have? 4 Camo Man writes, you can use that rally towel to dry your tears when the Yankees beat them in the World Series. I hope we get there, 4 Camo Man. Let's hope we get there. Let's get through the Dodgers first, right? I mean, Dodgers are a tough team. Got Shohei Ohtani and they had a very good record during the regular season, a much better record than the Mets had. So we should only have such a problem, right? If we lose to the Yankees, at least that means we got to the World Series, and we'll be National League champions for the first time in 9 years, and playing the Yankees in the World Series for the first time in 24 years. Christina says she'll be listening at 1 a.m. Thank you, Christina. I appreciate that. Brandon, do I have another GQ photo shoot? No, I got to get some more of this gray out of my hair before I can do a GQ photo shoot. Grace writes, the New York Liberty won their game today. That's great. That's wonderful. I don't follow the WNBA, but I think it's great that all the New York teams are winning. I'll tell you, it's the irony of all ironies that here our mayor is under indictment, and usually whoever the mayor is would be front and center in the event of a Subway Series. And I have a feeling that may not be the case this year with him being under indictment. So we'll see where that goes. I don't know. I'm sure he'll try to be, but I don't think that the Mets or the Yankees will be that eager to have him participating in any of the festivities that they're involved in. All right. Please like, comment, and share. What else? Anybody have any questions? I'll try to answer them in a couple of minutes that we have here. Again, my thanks to Arthur Vilkind for helping me figure out how this works, this camera, because I had the lens cap closed unbeknownst to me, but sure enough, it was like that. And then he figured out that all I had to do was remove the lens cover, and that's what happened. All right. Ideally, I will be able to get a nap in before the Met game, which will allow me to watch the Met game and then take the bus into work. I don't know, though, because my schedule and my wife's nap schedule is largely dependent on Carmine being awake, and he'll probably be awake for at least the next 2 hours. We'll see. The kids across the street are having some sort of a party, and he really likes hanging out there. They have a trampoline and stuff, and I'm hoping that they will proffer an invitation to him, and we could bring him over there. But so far, that has not happened. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. We'll see. All right. Any other questions? I'm not seeing any other questions here. Michael Scott Cutler says one of the best groups on YouTube. I'm assuming that he's talking about our Facebook group, which is, I hope, one of the best groups on Facebook. Although, again, I want to reiterate that you should please try to stay focused on the show itself rather than all these extemporaneous issues. What else? Columbus Day, a lot of interesting stuff about Columbus Day. It looks like, I'm not sure what I can do that's new that we haven't done every Columbus Day. I have some of the old favorites. I'm going to be playing the Bob Grant video or audio recording about I'm an Italian American, which is always interesting. It's great hearing Bob's rendition of that. But, we've talked about Christopher Columbus seeing UFOs. We've talked about Christopher Columbus and the mystery of his remains. We've talked about the mystery of Christopher Columbus and his ethnic origins. And there's new stuff on all that. Maybe we'll do a quick update on that. But I don't want to do a repeat of everything we did last year or the year before that. So I'm not sure what we do. When you lease a new car soon, what are you going to do with the $5,000 they give you back this time? You got me, John. I'm not clear. What are you going to do with the $5,000 they give you back this time? What $5,000? I'm not clear at all, John, on what you mean. Christina, how many games for the Mets to win the NLCS? Christina, knowing the drama of the New York Metropolitans, I think you know the answer to that, right? There's only one answer. 7 games. It's funny. Somebody at Jim's birthday party just now was asking me what's going to happen in the presidential election, as if I know. I have no idea. And I gave him the same answer that somebody asked when they called in during Ask Frank Anything on Friday. I said, look, this is an unprecedented election year. And this is an election year filled with things that have never happened before. Never before have we had a presidential candidate with 2 assassination attempts. Never before have we had an incumbent president step aside this late in the process. Never before in the modern era have we had someone nominated without getting any votes. Never before have we had someone that's been convicted of multiple felonies being the major party nominee. Never before have we had a former Republican president being the Republican nominee for president. I mean, the whole election is never before, never before, never before. So isn't it logical? Or don't, I mean, if you've seen, if this was a movie, you know that the ending of this election is going to be never before, never before. So what have we never had before? We've never had an electoral vote tie where the House picks a president from one party and the Senate picks the vice president from another party. So that's what's going to happen because it's never happened before. So that's what we're going to see. We are going to see an electoral vote tie where the House of Representatives picks Donald Trump and where the Senate picks Tim Walz, because that's the only ending of this election. And my answer, Christina, to your question about the Mets is the same. Given a Cinderella story season like the Mets have had this year, that's the only way that this ends. 7 games against the Dodgers and then 7 games against the Yankees. Do you think Columbus's wife gave him a hard time traveling without her? That's very funny. Fred, I don't know if you're going to be at the parade tomorrow, but if you are, please come by. I think where our booth is going to be over by Columbus Circle, so please come by and say hello. I don't know. So we'll see. That's pretty much that. Yeah, that caller told you to sell your car and you made money. That is what John's talking about. But yeah, so how would I do that now if we just leased a car? And I've already banged up this car. I got to take it to my uncle to get $800 worth of repairs done, I think Tuesday, because I don't want to deprive my wife of the car. Yeah, so if I'm not giving up this car now, I'm not sure how that would apply here. That's where I'm lost. Fred says I'll definitely try. Good. Okay, hope you do. All right. New York Mets fan, I missed the Ask Frank Anything segment. Why is the phone number different during your show than the rest of the day on 770? Because our show is syndicated. So we use the syndicated lines. And the other shows are local, and they use the local lines. And the syndicated lines I like to use because, I mean, I guess we could use the 800-848-9222. We were using that for a while, but there's fewer phone lines there. I think you only get 5 or 6, whereas we get 10 now with the syndicated lines that we use. So I'd rather have the more lines so that people can all get through. Now that's the case. Now nobody has a tough time getting through. Vanima Jr., who I was listening to last night, watching an Instagram, saying, "See you tomorrow, brother." I'll see you tomorrow. I'm not really sure what I'm doing tomorrow. I mean, they said they want me on the float at 11, which is certainly a big disruption to my sleep schedule. And then they, I think, want me doing broadcast coverage from 1 to 3, but I'm not sure if that means they're preempting Greg Kelly or if Greg is going to be with us or what. Last year, I think what happened is they had us pre-record all sorts of stuff from the parade, but I'm not sure if that stuff ever aired anywhere. So I don't know. Stacy Marie says, "Hiya, Frank. Go Mets, beat Dodgers." Stacy, I'm trying. I am absolutely trying. So fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. Okay. All right. So we got the Tribble going. We got the balloons from Jim's 70th birthday going. We got the Mets ready to go tonight. I got my rally towel ready. And what else? I guess there's an election going on. People are paying attention to that. Early voting is starting soon in New York. Anything else that you... Oh, listen to the Racket Report. We've got a new edition of the Racket Report with my guest, Sean Griffin, who is an expert in illegal sports gambling and the role of the mob. If you haven't already done so, please like, comment, and share. Usually Brandon is the only one to like, comment, and share. And for whatever reason, when I do the videos through StreamYard, I guess because we're also streaming on the YouTube and on Instagram, they don't, this Facebook kind of suppresses this. Vinny says, "Great, marching with me, sing with me." Trust me, Vinny, we want people to enjoy the parade. So I will not be singing with you. Although my cousin Kathy recently just saw you, I think it was at the PNC Bank Arts Center in New Jersey, and I think this is the second or third time she saw you. She thought you were terrific, absolutely terrific. Dr. Joe Galati, who is an expert on fatty liver disease, checking in from Texas. And he sent us a pecan pie around the holidays. I don't think we got one last year, but that's fine, because if we're concerned about fatty liver disease, the last thing we need is more pecan pie. Stacy Marie, John Gotti's mom used to have a house in my area. The locals say John Gotti would hide out in our area. I'm not sure that's true, Stacy. If you live in Colorado, I'm not sure that's true. But I know Mrs. Gotti watches these broadcasts, so she can correct me. I'm sure she will. She's not exactly a shrinking violet, but I'm sure she'll correct me if that's the case. All right. Please like, comment, and share. Let's go, Mets. Tune in tonight, starting at 1 a.m. You got Dominic Carter. You got Noam Laden. You got Hadassah Lieberman live from Israel. I don't see the same comments on Facebook. Keep it going. What do you mean you don't see the same comments? The Obie Murray, the very skilled political consultant. Why was I just thinking about Obie Murray? Oh, I remember why I was thinking about Obie. I don't want to share here because it's kind of private. But I was having a conversation yesterday with my wife, and your name came up, and I mentioned I hadn't heard from you in a while. Well, apparently now I have. So that's this. Yeah. Oh, so Obie, the comments on Facebook and Instagram, for whatever reason, the Instagram comments come up separately. So that's that. Okay. Yeah, Vinny says it's Piscopo time. Yeah, it's almost nap time for me. I'd like to grab a nap before the Met game. And then anything else anybody has? All right, please like, comment, and share if you haven't already done so. Please get yourself some Frank Morano gear from the online store. You can go to WABCRadiostore.com. If you want to buy tickets to see Elliot Gordon and me for the show that we're doing as a tribute to the comedians of the Catskills, you could go to the address here or just Google Elliot Gordon Catskills, and it's certainly a fun time. Oh, I'd be remiss. I'll give her a shout out on the radio tonight, but I'd be remiss if I didn't mention my sister-in-law, Kat, who participated in the Chicago Marathon today. Congratulations, Kat. She had a great finish, and congratulations to everybody else that participated in the Chicago Marathon. We have a whole bunch of Chicago listeners now. Not that everybody that participates in the Chicago Marathon is from Chicago, but because we're on WGN, we've got a lot of people joining this Facebook group now who are Chicagoans. So she did a great time, and congratulations to everybody that participated and everybody that watched. Also, congratulations to you if you're a Bears fan. They mauled the competition in England this morning. They were the England game early this morning. John Paul Frank, will you and Carmine do a video on matching tuxedos soon for us? John Paul, we don't have an occasion where we both need matching tuxedos anytime soon. Who knows? Maybe soon. Perhaps when my brother Alexander gets married. You know, he recently got engaged to my future sister-in-law, Marley. There she is at their engagement party. They, who knows? Maybe if Carmine is asked to be a ring bearer, and maybe if I'm asked to be a groomsman, which I would hope that I would be, maybe we'll have matching tuxedos at that occasion. We'll see. Oh, Michael Scott Cutler is a former Chicagoan. You know what? I figured as much because you got the beard. I figured as much. You couldn't last in Chicago, though, Michael, because you eat the same thing every day. So they don't like people that eat the same thing every day, unless it's deep dish Chicago-style pizza. All right. Please subscribe. Please send stars, as Christina Riker has done. Again, a strong candidate for Listener of the Week. And now with those blue and orange hearts that she's sending, that puts her right at the top of the list. Jean Paul Frank, you're the best times 10. That's nice. I'm not sure I'm the best, but hopefully I'm at least pretty good. All right. Okay. Like, comment, and share this video. If you're a member of different Facebook groups, please share them there. I know it doesn't necessarily mean much to you, but we're very close from being eligible to offer in-stream ads on Facebook, you have to have 60,000 minutes viewed within the last 60 days. And right now we're at 48,000 minutes. So again, it doesn't necessarily do much for you, because all that means for you is, if we're successful in meeting that 60,000 minutes in 60 days goal, all that means is you'll see more commercials, which is not necessarily what you would like. But if you want to help me out, I have no idea how lucrative that would be, but certainly couldn't hurt, then please share this video everywhere and encourage people to watch, because the more views that we get, the closer we get to that 60,000 minutes viewed in 60 days. All right. Anything else on Vinny Medunio says, send my cousin Kathy his love. I'm sure she'll appreciate that. Thank you. And she watches these once in a while too. So, oh, by the way, if my cousin Andrea, who's Kathy's daughter, is watching, we received your wedding invite to Italy next year. We're hoping to be there. I'm not sure if all three of us are going to be there, but certainly that's the hope, that all three of us will be there, getting married in Florence, which is a beautiful, beautiful city. Shout out as well to everyone I know that's in Italy, including my colleague Leslie Slender, my sister Claudia, and our friends Bridget and Robert Guzzi, all of whom watch these broadcasts from time to time. All right. I'll see you on the radio.